alternative alphabets. First of all, we will introduce some concepts that we will use um, next to explain the problem and the solution for alternative alphabet. First of all, we will talk about alphabet. Alphabet is the action set of actions that used by both scenarios and properties. Also, we will talk about alternative alphabet. Alternative alphabet occurred when we have, for example, alphabet um, alpha 1 is the alphabet during the creation of the partial behavior model, and alpha 2 be alpha 1 plus or union, the new action that discovered after we um, create the partial behavior model. Then we called alpha 1 and alpha 2 as alternative alphabet. Communication alphabet for a scenario or a property is the set of events that exhibited by this scenario, okay, by this scenario or by this property. The superset alphabet is the set of all events that recognized by all scenario and all properties. So communicating alphabet um, is for each property or scenario, and superset alphabet is for all properties and scenarios. Now, when we try, okay, when try to modify a partial behavior model after we discover a new event or new action, we will have four cases. The first case, when we are trying to modify the partial behavior model of scenarios to reflect the new discover events in scenario or n property, then modifying the partial behavior model of scenarios to to reflect newly discovered events in properties or in new and scenarios. First of all, we will talk about modifying the partial behavior model of properties. We will talk about four things. We will emphasize the definition of alphabet and properties. We will talk about temporal logic used to describe properties. We will talk about the modification, and then we will give example. Property alphabet. As we said, the property alphabet is the actual set used by the property, which is the communicating alphabet. If one assume that the alphabet of scenario is the communicating alphabet, um, therefore, the alternate alphabet will occur in many times. Um, we have two types of temporal logics that could be used to describe properties. One of them called Lambert temporal logic, another one is extended temporal logic. The main difference between them is the usage of X operator. We propose the use of Lambert temporal logic because it's close and stuttering, and it allows parallel composition of the H of the middle of individual properties. Transition in the behavior model. The origin of transition in behavior model of properties is either its communicating alphabet, which is the source of allowed transition, and the difference between the superset alphabet and the communicating alphabet. And this is the source of maybe a transition. Observation: if we have a new alphabet, okay, it will be belongs to the second one of these categories, which is the superset alphabet minus the communicating alphabet. If we have some reference, okay, to the actions or to the transition that's created for this set of actions, then any new actions or events will be added to this. Therefore, we will add a new event or a new action called other actions. Therefore, to modify the algorithm to take in consideration alternative alphabet for modifying the partial behavior model of properties, we will propose two things. The first thing, define alphabet to include a new term called other events, and the other thing is applying the following algorithms or step. This step is just okay, add new events, okay, or new transition for each transition that contains other events. For example, if we have set of fluents and